So, we got a little bit of news. Got a little bit of news today. A few things actually. Coming out of Rams land. The day after our Week 2 preseason loss to the Texans. Did a video talking about that already. Some good things, some bad things. Definitely some things we need to work on. One of the things we need to work on, at least for our reserves, is our reserve O line. I thought they did not play very well, but unfortunately, we got some bad news regarding our rookie Logan Bruss. And as you can see, he's going to be out for the entire year now because he has torn his ACL and MCL, which is incredibly unfortunate because this was a guy who was felt by a lot of people in the fan base, a lot of people in the coaching staff, that he was going to be a welcome contributor on the offensive line as soon as this year. Now, obviously, there have been reports that Coleman Shelton, has been beating him for the starting spot throughout camp, which is fine. But personally, I was still of the belief that Logan probably was going to contribute sometime this year in some sort of role. Now he did struggle a little bit last night. It's his first game, his second game, so it's his second game. So I'm not looking too much into that. He obviously needs to get a little better there. But the bigger news is, unfortunately, he's going to be gone for the rest of the year. So let's go ahead and get into this. The Rams' top draft pick will miss the entirety of his rookie season. Guard Logan Bruss suffered a torn ACL and MCL in Friday's loss to the Texans, which will sideline him for all of 2022. Bruss was seen with a brace on his right knee after leaving the game, and Sean McVay said afterwards that it didn't look good for the rookie. He confirmed the injury on Saturday afternoon when meeting with the media. The Rams selected Bruss with the 104th overall pick in the 2022 draft out of Wisconsin. He was expected to compete for the starting right guard spot this summer, but Coleman Shelton beat him out of a job. There's the tweet saying he's out for the season. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what Sean had to say, because Sean met with the media today, and we'll see what he said on the situation here. All right. So Sean is quoted here. Number one, it's a real shame for a kid that's worked really hard and puts a lot into this game. I think that's the one thing that the first thing sometimes we have an inclination that is, okay, well, how does this affect the football team? But how does this affect the person? You want to keep being more empathetic and more understanding, and this is a guy that loves football. We obviously draft him with the confidence that he could be a guy that could potentially contribute for us this year. Unfortunately, now as a result of what's occurred, that won't be the case. But put your arm around him. You help him attack the rehab the right way. And I trust that he's going to do everything in his power to come back better next year than he was this year. Yeah, just it can't be easy for Logan. It's unfortunate, because he had a lot of promise to him. I still think he's going to be really, really good for us. I do. I really do. It's just these things happen sometimes. It's why Sean likes to rest our starters during the preseason. But he's going to be out for the rest of the year. Cover pretty quickly from that. Anyway, I hope you just start the rehab process, Logan. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry this happened, but just attack the rehab process, and we'll You can give it a shot next year. Hopefully he'll probably still be in the building. I would encourage him to be in the building. Just still talk to some of the other teammates. This, that, and the other. But unfortunately, Logan Bruss will miss the remainder of the year. So that is a kick in the teeth for sure. However, what do we do from here? Well, according to Sean, Tremian Ankrum and AJ Jackson have been standouts in the reserve on O-line. So let's go ahead and get into this here. The starting O-line is beginning to take shape with the week 1 bout with the Bills coming up. Sean has said Tremian Ankrum and AJ Jackson have stood out on the reserves of the offensive line. So let's go ahead and see what Sean has continued to say here. He said, hopefully Logan will be okay, but I thought last week in particular, Tremian Ankrum really stood out, and AJ Jackson, I think those guys have shown they are capable players. Bobby Evans has played a lot of football, and so it's important to get those evals, especially against different defensive line structures. So our current starters would be from left to right: Joe Noteboom at left tackle, David Edwards left guard, Brian Allen center, Coleman Shelton right guard, and Rob Havenstein at the right tackle position. And depth is very important. And the Rams began to use a lot of jumbo heavy sets, 13 personnel, to kind of help out with the ground game. And so we usually had like an extra tackle on the line, which is where Jackson, AJ Jackson, is it AJ? Yep, AJ Jackson would step in next to Noteboom. I feel he's a good, solid tackle, and I think he'll help us out a lot there. Ankrum will probably be depth for the interior, and yeah, that's probably what it's going to be like now. The severity of Bruss's injury, which forced him to exit Friday's preseason game, is still... Well, okay, this is an older... Unfortunately, he's going to be out for the rest of the year. But AJ Jackson and Tremaine Ankrum looks like they're going to be able to make the roster. I believed AJ Jackson was already going to make it. Tremaine Ankrum, I wasn't sure if he was going to make it or not since we had Logan Bruss. But now that Logan Bruss is gone, Tremian Ankrum, your number might be called up, man. So just be ready and listen to your coaches, and I'm okay with this. I like both them. I haven't seen a lot of Tremian Ankrum in real game time scenarios. He hasn't played a whole lot, but this is who we're rocking, and I feel pretty good about it. So. Unfortunate what happened to Logan. I hope he gets better soon. But that's going to be it for now. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, go Rams.